But the word EZE should not be used by any commoner, anywhere you find yourself. And I saw one in Lagos saying it's EZE NDI IGBO in VGC. How can Igbos go there and belittle their kings? The Igbos use the word EZE as if it was something that is common. That should stop. No Igbo person who's not a traditional leader should use the word EZE anywhere you are in the world. Because you are not a traditional leader, you are not recognized by any community or government. Period. To be EZE NDI IGBO in Ghana. He has come out to defend himself that he is not trying to build an empire or create another kingdom in Ghana where he lived. That people have blown it out of proportion. That was his defense. But a lot of people in Ghana still believe that he's trying to impose himself on them. You can't have a kingdom and build another kingdom where a kingdom already existed for thousands of years. It's not the name of a town. It is the name of an ancestral father of Umonre clan. That is the name Unre. So anybody tell you that it is name, original name is Aguku. Aguku is the name and is third son of Unre. That is the truth. And I have papers here signed by one of Otabanse. Umadi, who was a senior advocate, Isaac Udezu, from the same Aguku community, that said that Umonre, the head of Umonre, is here in Enugu. I have the document to show you, signed in the 80s. My father was a traditional Louis Aguna for 50 years in this community. My grandfather, Lazarus Aguna, was paramount ruler in this community. My great-grandfather, if you look at it, it's about 500 years, dating back 500 years. You can look at their pictures. It doesn't lie. Staff of office of Umonre clan, the Ofonre, is still in this palace. Government can give anybody a certificate, but does that person represent the gods? No. That is the truth. The Ofonre, the symbol of Umonre clan, the symbol of Enugu traditional authority, the Ofonre is still in Ofonre palace. I can bring it out to show you that. Igbos have got kings as old as any other tribe in Nigeria. In fact, I was mentioned something last time that the excavation done by Thurston Shaw, a British archaeologist who was based at UNN in Nsukka, Professor Shaw from Cambridge University. What the excavation they did at Ibuku showed that Igbos have been there for over 2,000 years. So what makes you think that another tribe who has been here in lesser years than Igbos will have kings and Igbos don't? That's a lie. So the word Igbo, like I said, it is a language corruption that came from Echaman in the 30s. Igbo, it is the word Igbo turned to Igbo.
Hello guys, so this is Creative Law TV. We are live and direct in Enugu. So we are in a B04. In Rotterdam. I call here the history home. I call here where you come and learn. I call here where you come and see. Because, you know, learning and seeing it physical, this is where you can see it. Here, Obi Ofonre, Obi Osta Aguna. You want to go now? Former Igwe Ndi Enugu. If I are there, and today, just follow us. You know, whenever we come here, we have something to tell you. We have something to show you. We have something to teach you. Do you understand? It's not by Niachoya. I'm not going to know if because I had a kefire namaro. Oh, if they bat tata, learn. You can't know if I go say careful. I'm not only a prince. Prince Tulu Degu. Oh, no, about oh, we could have with the fact with evidence. You know, we had a quick on around like on corner front and not for so today we are here with him today again. So Prince, can you
there are none. None.
So I was a friend.
Yes.
So I was in one of the number.
Yes. Correct.
Okay, so yeah, introduce.
Okay. Viewers, this is Prince Ituludegu Aguna. I'm the third son of His Royal Majesty Igbo Aguna the third, EZE Enugu and Igbo More. Welcome to Ofonre Palace. Once again, we are here to educate our people on certain things, but any Igbo tradition and culture. So if you pay attention, you will learn something, definitely.
So, okay, today, so Prince, there's something I want to ask you. The reason is that we have come here for several times, and from your teaching, you know a lot to learn from your father, and we have to learn from you also. Now, in Igbo land, if you look around, you see like our people. Okay, let me start from Lagos. If you go to Lagos, have like EZE NDI IGBO na first stack. If EZE NDI IGBO na Lekki, EZE NDI IGBO eba, like EZE NDI IGBO Kazenko. It was called the Benin, Togo, Ghana, other countries, even in Europe, and I say EZE NDI IGBO. So is it something that's supposed to be like that?
Thank you for your question. Not really, it should not be that way.
Okay.
You see, like I've always said, what we have in evidence, uh, traditional kingship have existed in Igbo land for thousands of years. Some of them are documented, some are not. But if you go back that far, you realize that those type of history were from what we call oral tradition and archaeology. Because at that time, there was no pen and paper to write anything down 5,000 years ago. If anybody knows where anything was written down 5,000 years, let them show me. It never existed. So, according to our legends and our ancestors, kingship in Igbo land is something that existed, but thousands of years. And but in modern times, Igbos are now beginning to ridicule and belittle that office by if you meet where Igbos are settled in America or in Europe or in different parts of Africa, you hear the word EZE NDI IGBO. The word EZE is a revered position. I don't think it's something that should be played with. If Igbos are in Ghana or in Cameroon or in Niger Republic or in South Africa, you can have a leader by the name EZE NDI IGBO, NDI IGBO, not EZE. The word EZE should not come in. So this is something that my father have discussed for years. I remember one Igbo festival in 1980. Okay. Somebody came here and said it was EZE NDI IGBO in one of the states of Nigeria. And before he get halfway into the palace, my father asked the police to walk him out. Because he cannot sit there and maintain, condone such act. Some of these people answering EZE NDI IGBO in Lagos have not even taken any title in their communities. They are not even from royal families. Even if they are. I remember myself in London some years back. The Igbo communities approached me to say, oh, we want to have EZE NDI IGBO in London. And I turned it down. Why did I turn it? Because I believe it was wrong. If anybody was qualified to do that, it's me. Because the royalty in my family has been there for hundreds of years. But knowing that is not right, even though I'm a prince, I'm not a king. They are not the same. So I turned it down, and later some guy from Oka took that title and says EZE NDI IGBO, and which he didn't live long. I'm not saying that's why he passed away, but what I'm saying, he saw it as something to show off.
Okay.
I am EZE NDI IGBO in London. No, you can't do that. So recently, I've been reading something in the Facebook or the internet about the crisis in Ghana now.
Okay.
Why is that happening in Ghana? Maybe it's been blown out of proportion. I don't know. But the word EZE should not be used by any commoner, anywhere you find yourself. And I saw one in Lagos saying it's EZE NDI IGBO in VGC. How can Igbos go there and belittle their kings? You can't do that. This position and title, EZE or Igwe Obi, is a revered position. It's only traditional rulers in their communities that will bear this title. Not every riffraff who has come into money. Because one thing, the slogan Igbo Enweze, is a language corruption that came from an Onitsha man in the 30s that said Igbo Enwezu. It was turned to Igbo Enweze. It was a language corruption. But that has now become part of what's happening in our communities, where a king will come out. Because the king is not as rich as one of the subject will begin to challenge him and abuse him because he's got money. No. You can have all the money in the world, but the traditional ruler is a king. He's a representative of the God and the spirits in that community. So that name EZE, Igwe Obi, should not be used by our brothers and living in every part of the world. If you are a leader for Igbo people, you are EZE NDI IGBO, NDI IGBO, in whatever community where you are, not EZE. Nobody should be using that. It is a shame and a disgrace, and it belittles our culture. That's my take on this particular issue.
So currently now, you just said it. Like now in Ghana, there's a crisis. Although maybe it's not how it is. Maybe it's political or some group of people want to push it that way. But The actual fact remain that somebody is not Igbo king, is EZE NDI IGBO. You got to go. So right now, so what are you? That is not affecting all the Igbo community. Like there's even some parts of Ghana, there's some group of Ghana people, Ghanaians, are not saying Nigeria should go. Nigeria should go just because of that. He want to build the Igbo community. He want to, and even the man he have also come out to say that such a thing did not happen, or it's not even going to happen. But still, so what do you take on?
Okay, my take on this is that first of all, we're all Africans. Let me start from there. Nkrumah, Kwame Nkrumah, who was one of the biggest freedom fighters in Africa, was a good friend to my dad in the 40s and 50s and 60s. Was one of the people that pushed for this African Union. And Nkrumah, in his teachings and everything he fought was Pan-African. For Africa to become one people, there should be no borders or boundaries. Every African should be free to move to one country or the other. So a lot of people in Ghana embrace that. But what's happening today is that what I read in Facebook about this young man who claimed to be EZE NDI IGBO in Ghana, he has come out to defend himself that he is not trying to build an empire or create another kingdom in Ghana where he lived. That people have blown it out of proportion. That was his defense. But a lot of people in Ghana still believe that he's trying to impose himself on them. You can't have a kingdom and build another kingdom where a kingdom already existed for thousands of years. But he has come out to defend himself that all these allegations about him trying to create a Igbo kingdom or whatever in Ghana, that is not true. But what I'm saying, that should be an example where this kind of things can lead to misunderstanding, can lead to riot, can lead to killing. It's affecting every Igbo person now in Ghana, one way or the other, that some Ghanaians are agitating that Igbo should leave their country. That is blowing the case out of proportion, But what I'm saying is, the guy now, I think he has learned his lesson. I think he has learned his lesson now that even making such pronouncement, the people in that area does not accept it, and they should put it to rest. That's what I'm saying. Igbos can still organize themselves in Ghana under some leadership of EZE NDI IGBO, EZE NDI IGBO, and celebrate Yam Festival. If it's done properly, I think Ghanaians will even join, because you're celebrating a culture that all of us should be proud of.
Yeah.
But I think something was said somewhere, and then it triggered all this agitation that Nigerians have to go. So that's my take on that.
So you said, let me be realistic. Many people, I have read like articles where people don't believe that Igbo Weze. You say that EZE NDI IGBO have been there for thousands of years.
Yes.
Now I read an article. So is a renowned writer who write about culture and tradition. He wrote that Igbo don't have a king, particular king. The Hausa people have a king. Yoruba people have a king, but Igbo don't have a king. They have like woman where this person is an elder, a leader. But to one person to be a decider, like a king is like when he's in charge of all the community. Whatever he say is fine. Everybody bow to him. That Igbo don't have it. That's why they say Igbo Weze.
No.
So I want to emphasize that because many people don't believe that.
That's a big lie. You see, a lot of historians you see today, they read books published by some people that are ill-informed, and then they base whatever they are saying based on the books they read. Most of the people writing these books are not royalties. They haven't got this background of royal blood in them to even talk of what their father did or their grandfather or their great-grandfather. So they are just going by what books Mr. A, who has not got the proper information, will say. Igbos have got kings as old as any other tribe in Nigeria. In fact, I was mentioned something last time that the excavation done by Thurston Shaw, a British archaeologist who was based at UNN in Nsukka, Professor Thurston Shaw from Cambridge University, what the excavation they did at Ibuku showed that Igbos have been there for over 2,000 years. So what makes you think that another tribe who has been here lesser years than Igbos will have kings and Igbos don't? That's a lie. So the word Igbo Weze, like I said, it is a language corruption that came from Onitshaman in the 30s. Igbo Wezu. Igbo Wezu. It is the word Igbo Wezu turned to Igbo Weze. That's how that slogan came about. That is the truth. So Igbos have had kings, like in my own family. My father was a traditional Lostabona for 50 years in this community. My grandfather Lazarus Aguna was paramount ruler in this community. My great-grandfather, if you look at it, it's about 500 years, dating back 500 years. You can look at their pictures. It doesn't lie.
Okay, was he
Aguna was a king.
Was a king?
Aguna was a king, yes, about 500 years ago. Yes.
Wow.
So this is how far we can.
I thought it started from your grandfather.
No. This is what this for generation now. Is we can, because the staff of office of Fumore clan, the Ofon is still in this palace. Government can give anybody a certificate, but does that person represent the gods? No. That is the truth. The Ofon, the symbol of Umore clan, the symbol of Enugu traditional authority, the Ofon is still in Obo the palace. I can bring it out to show you guys. It's still here. I have access to it.
So how did he, like, how is it here? I thought like every king has to have it.
The point is that Osta Aguna, who became the Igbo Umore in 1960, when the government said they wanted a clan head for every clan, every community in Umore, Enugu Ukwu, Northia, Aguhu, and the Enugu Agedi, it was contested. I think Udoka customary court Abagan, and eventually Osta Aguna won. That offer was there. They came back here, and that's how our offer was made and given to him. That's how it started. But even before that, Lazarus Aguna, who we are looking at, my grandfather, Umori Native Court was opened at Nkwenugu in 1934. And Lazarus Aguna was the president. Anything to do with Umori, the head has always come from this family. As far as you can think of. And I have papers to prove it. I'm not the people that keep on telling you, oh, we are from this place, we are from Umori. Umori is not the name of a town. It is the name of an ancestral father of Umori clan. That is the name Umori. So anybody tell you that it is name, original name is Aguku. Aguku is the name and is third son of Umori. That is the truth. And I have papers here signed by one of Tabanse. Umadi, who was a senior advocate, Isaac Udezu, from the same Aguku community, that said that Umori, the head of Umori, is here in Enugu. I have a document to show you, signed in the 80s, when Umori local government was formed. Umori local government was created under Jibobure. The headquarters was at the Enugu Urueko village. And the chairman of that was an Enugu man, Mr. Emmanuel Ujuagotia, but he's still alive today. And it was the influence of Osta Aguna that brought that Umori, because the Enugu by population was over 50,000. And that has given us Enugu local government. That's what it will have been by 1963 census. But because other Umori clan members have came to meet my father, like one for Tabans, FABC one from North, and other people who come from Enugu, they came to meet my father and say, let us form it as a local government. And it was agreed. The meeting was held there to go from the palace, where the document was signed. And I have that document to show you any day you want it.
So this is not
kingship has been in Igbo land more than any other tribe, just that our own is not. Give you an example. If you go to South Africa, everything Nelson Mandela did, because it was more recent, was documented. You have the videos of Mandela going to court, why he been tried. In this country, Osta Aguna, Mokugu Okoye, Anthony Nahuru, Raji Abdallah, these are people that Zig's vanguard that fought for Nigerian independence. Everything they did was not recorded. But it's in the history books. If you go to law school, you still read it. So because there's no video to show for it, does not mean it doesn't exist. We have three types of history: written history, archaeology, and oral tradition. So these three histories, any of them is acceptable. Just that people like to distort history to suit whatever purpose. And what I'm saying to you is clear as pure water. I don't tell lies, and I have evidence to back it up. So anybody that wants to, checkmate what I'm saying, if you doubt it, come to both from the palace and tell me which one is a lie, and I show you the proof. I have it in documents here. That's how it is.
So, but if you go out, like out of this country now,
yes,
you have Hausa or Igbo community there. Yes. But have maybe Sariki somebody or any among when me are there, but they have somebody like
leader,
look like a leader.
All right. The point is that if you come to Oka now, we have Hausa community in Oka. You're not going to have a more of Oka or Sultan of Oka. It doesn't exist. They can have Sariki. Sariki is a leader, not a king.
Okay.
The word Sariki in Hausa is a leader. Sariki is not a king. The emir or sultan or whatever, is the king. So that name is reserved for that position. If you go to other parts of the world, the Hausa tribe will have somebody who's a leader wherever they settled, either in Nigeria or other countries in Africa or even in Western world. The Yoruba people have a leader. Any place they go, they have somebody who's a leader in their communities, in their meetings.
Yes.
But they don't bear the title of Oni of Ife, Oni of London, or Alafi of London. No. You don't have Emir of Oka or Sultan of Oka. It doesn't exist. But they have name for them as Sariki, who's a leader. But the Igbos use the word Eze as if it was something that is common. That should stop. No Igbo person who's not a traditional leader should use the word Eze anywhere you are in the world. Because you are not a traditional leader, you are not recognized by any community or government. Period. Anybody telling you that Igbos have no kings does not know history and is not a true historian. I have not got any facts that are correct. I don't care how many textbooks they write it in. Everybody writing textbook have reading from one person to the other. They read from what another person have wrote, and they will continue that. But it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make that it's true. In the northern Nigeria, it is Uthman Danfodio that put the emirs as tax collectors. That's the origin of emirs in the north. Fact. You might like it or don't like it, but it's the truth. You understand what I'm saying? So Igbos have kings, and it will continue that way. The only thing that we know is that some of the problems we are having in our communities is because some people come into money and they feel that, oh, I have the money, I have contact in government, I know the police. They begin to abuse their traditional land. But this problem is not just in Igbo land. Recently in Kanu, when Adebayoro, who was a good friend to my father, I show his statue here. Adebayoro passed away and it became a problem in the Kanu. You know, his son was supposed to be, crowned, but then Sanusi, who was former central bank governor, was crowned. Then it became a problem. Now they are in court. In the Kano, you have two emirs. Some people recognize Adebayoro's son. Some people recognize Sanusi as Emir of Kano. In Yoruba land, Oni of Ife now is quarreling with Alaafin of Oyo, who was just crowned the other day. The former of Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Lamidi Adeyemi, was my dad's friend. He comes here. I will show you the statue. He comes here, like Adeyemi comes here. He comes after I come here with Emeka Abiola. Two of them come here in the night and they sit with my dad for hours and talk. So the quarrel is not just an Igbo thing. The whole Nigeria is happening. Right now you have Alaafin of Oyo, just a young man crowned like not even a year. He's threatening Oni of Ife, Ogunwusi, that if he gives somebody a chieftaincy title, he's going to deal with him. The quarrel is everywhere.
So
not just in
the political influence or
it could be, but it's about superiority. That's what I think. Oni of Ife will tell you that Ife is the main, ancestral home of Yorubas. The Alaafin of Oyo will say no. Oyo Empire was there before. So everybody can claim anything. But for me, I think they should coexist. It's all about promoting our culture. Whether it's Yoruba or Igbo, Hausa or TV or any tribe in Nigeria, our culture should be promoted. Kings should coexist and they should live exemplary life. I remember when my father was alive, Enugu community and Abagana had problem over a piece of land that had been going on for years. But my father used his influence. The traditional of Abagana, Igwangos Ilonzi, who was more like an aggressive person in his nature. But my father didn't see it that way. Eventually, he talked Angos round. They came here, they sat down, they talked. They went to Igwa Bagana, Igwa Ilonzi, the palace. They sat there, they talked. And eventually, the matter went to court. And they said, okay, these people bring your evidence. We bring your evidence. And eventually, Enugu won the case. But there was no more bloodshed. Because before, they used to kill people over a piece of land. So my father, in his wisdom, knew that all of us are going to be here one day. One day we are gone. And the land will still be there. So it's better that he will resolve amicably. And that's how that works. So traditional rulers is not about quarreling about superiority. It's about using your office to bring peace to your people. You lead by example. I think probably Alaafin of Oyo are going to Oni of Ife and visited him and say, look, I think this thing you are trying to do should not be blah, blah, blah. Then there can be explanation. Maybe Oni of Ife, who I know is a nice guy, will explain to him, oh, this is what I'm trying to do. And then that play, they can understand each other. And that's what should have happened. Instead of this coming out to disgrace themselves, threatening each other about that. These are some of the big kings we have in Africa.
yes.
So I don't expect this type of bickering to come from both of them. But I hope that by now that matter is resolved. But that's what I'm saying. Igbos have kings as long as any other tribe in Nigeria, if not before any other tribe in Nigeria.